Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Pepper from Michael Pepper Tech Talk with Season 2, Episode 1 of Creator Interviews. Tonight, our special guest is the Queen of Audio herself, who's blessed me to come on and join me and be kind of a part of her return. And we're going to answer she's going to answer some questions and let us know where she's been, what she's been up to, and just kind of get to know her a bit and chat. So let's welcome Joan.
Hey, Michael. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. I've been waiting, we scheduled it and then stuff happened and, life happens and,
Yeah, Corona happened, and I'm an educator, and that just kind of threw my world into a tailspin, and I had to make some adjustments and just kind of get. I don't deal with sudden change well. Okay, I'm an only child. I have my only child issues, and change and scheduling and responsibilities, they kind of affect me. You know, just FYI.
I get it. I get it. And I would like to take a minute to say hello to everybody in chat. Hello, Chris, Battery Powered, Lewis, Tech for Your Needs, Tana, Tech Loving Mama. I haven't seen her in a while. She's been busy too. I've been talking to her, trying to get her to come on with me at some point. And Savage Scientist is in the house, and looks like we're gonna have a good, fun crowd, which is always good because I love when the chat can entertain themselves too, because that's always fun. Because they're here to
Yeah.
watch us, but I always love seeing the interaction within the community, within the chat as well. And I hope that everybody knows that, that's something that is okay with me. Because some people, they're streaming and they get distracted and they, if the chat is going out of hand, I'm like, it moderates itself, it handles itself. I have people, that take care of that. And yeah. We're all here just to have fun, aren't we, anyways?
I know that's right. I just want to take a second to say hello to everyone in the chat as well. I see some of my dearest friends here. Um, Good to see you, and let's just have some fun.
I'm always chuckling at these chats and seeing what people have to say and before I forget, Jason C is in the chat and need to do a little housekeeping before we get started, but he and I started this creator of the week thing. Well, he started it last week, and it's something that I had kind of been thinking about doing. And so I got with him in DMs and asked him if I could be a part of it. And as part of it, I will post whoever is chosen their links on my Twitter Wednesday, shortly after 4 o'clock, when the winner of the week is announced. Plus, I'm doing a little 2 or 3 minute video on my channel and a shout out to whoever the particular chosen creator is on my Thursday night stream as well. So for this week, I would like to say congratulations to Tech King Mike. And if anybody who watches this isn't subscribed to him or doesn't know who he is, go check out his stuff. Also check out the little video that I did about that and how that works and how you can, I guess, get somebody's name casted into that. In that video that I did yesterday, and his links are in there, as well as the previous week's winner. Part of it is whoever the winner is gets to announce the next week on their Twitter, so it creates kind of a thread and more than just Jason and I interacting, but the previous then announces the next, which then gets them connected and creates an ongoing kind of chain reaction. And along the lines of that, I would like to say thank you to Joan for being the person that showed me the care and the love in this community and kind of the inspiration for that idea. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So Well, I have a set of I don't even know how many questions include in here that we will go through and, have some fun and just get to know you. And because I'm sure these are questions that you've probably answered passively and before, but things that not everybody would know. And, now somebody has one video they can come and look at and get some of these answers and just kind of, oh, I want to know who Joan is. I can just go click on this and um, find out.
All
So
right, let's do it. Let's go.
of course, the primary question that I'm sure everybody has been knowing or wondering, um, and we kind of dug into this a little bit before we went live, but I'm going to throw this one at you early, but where have you been?
uh okay. So you know what? Sometimes, first of all, when I came onto the YouTube scene, I hit the ground sprinting. Okay. And I absorbed so much content. I was watching content and producing content, and I have a full-time job, and I have a daughter who turned 18 today, by the way. So I've been crying off and on all day because I can't believe she's not a baby anymore. Nonetheless, I burned out. I didn't protect myself from creative burnout. And so I also had opportunities to make easy, big money with my photography business. So I just said, you know what? I need to pump my brakes and rest so that I can get geared up for my next season. And that's all it was. And I think I tweeted sometime in February about mental health. And mental health is one of those words that's largely taboo. And we don't like to talk about mental health. But it's a thing. It's a thing for all of us. And I had to do what I had to do to preserve my energy so that I could come back renewed, restored, and ready to go.
That's something that I think that a lot of people I've noticed in particular, like, technically T has a fairly young baby boy, and he was dealing with some of that too and wondering if he should, take a break. And I suggested that he should, and I kind of privately referenced you and was like, this is we have the support, she has the support, you've been supportive of her, this community is going to be here when you come back, just take your time, do your thing, and relax. And so it's great to have people that understand what it's like with the whole mental health thing because it's intense. I mean, it's funny because people think this what we do is easy, and people think, well, a live stream must be easier because you don't have to do all the editing. Well, I don't get to edit, so if I mess up, it's there. It's put out
True.
live. I can't just go in and drop out the ums and the the air and put it out there.
Yeah,
I don't,
but the rule different for live streaming. If you talk with an it's less glaring than if you're recording and editing. I think everyone expects us to be relaxed and just go with the flow of a conversation, whereas a pre-recorded review, for example, every T has to be crossed and every I dotted. So for me, I personally feel I don't even know if easier is the correct term because all of what we do takes a lot of courage. And when people who don't do YouTube, don't create, are critical of our mistakes, I just want to say, you know what? You try it. You turn on the camera and sit down and expose yourself to the entire world and let me see how well you do. So let's just take the word easy out of all of it. I mean, I think we're all gifted and blessed to be able to record, whether it's pre-recorded or live.
yeah, I had to bust somebody on that this week. Somebody went in on one of my like super old videos and was like, "This video is useless." So I came back and I said, there was 770 views that say otherwise, and your zero videos and zero views. Watch out,
Exactly.
basically. And it's like I didn't want to say that, but it's one of
No, just
those
tell
like
them, Mike. Just tell them, get your views up. You just tell them, just you when you get your views up, then you talk to me.
because Well, the thing about that too is that shows people that come along and see those comments that you won't take it to go somewhere else, you know, instead of coming at you or whatever. Because if you don't make a comment, I found that then you get more of those. And fortunately, I've only had like 2 or 3 of them in the like year that I've been doing this, but still, it's one of those. So, but I agree, it's one of those come back when you have the credit, basically.
Basically. But no, seriously, you don't ever want to be rude with it, but you have to keep things in perspective. And I'm the worst Monday morning quarterback ever. But if I had to play an NFL game, obviously I get plastered. So everybody's a critic. It's all in how you take it, and I hope that you and as well as myself and everyone else just take those things in stride and just keep it moving.
Perfectly said. So now we're going to kind of rewind in time a little bit. Back to the beginning of Joan, back to the beginning of your channel, and we're going to ask you this question that I'm sure people kind of want to know, but why did you start your channel? Why did you want to be a creator? I guess is the along the lines of that direction.
Okay, so I was already a photographer, a freelance photographer, a jackleg photographer actually since 2005. And I wanted to get into video all along, but I wasn't sure if I had the stamina. I wasn't sure if I had the know-how to really do it. So I used to shoot Nikon, and I didn't love my camera anymore, and I had stopped taking pictures, and I was in the market for a new camera, and I turned to YouTube, and I found Peter McKinnon and Parker Wallback and all these people, wonderful people with wonderful channels. And after spending quite a bit of money on my camera equipment, eventually I said, you know what? I can do that. I can do that. Saw um, Pete, and I saw Flossie Carter because I was also looking for earbuds, and then Travis Travis McPherson, and I said, I want to do that. And in April 27th, anniversary's coming up, last year, I recorded my first video, and it was god awful to me. Oh my god, I hated it. I can't look at it to this day, and I know you hear these stories. But the expert said, you know what? Don't think about it. Just do it. And don't care about how terrible it is. Just put one up. And when I put that one up, I just kept going.
That was a similar thing for me, was watching these people and seeing stuff and seeing the freedom that and like the motivation of watching these people be and realizing that I can do that too. It doesn't take money. It just takes what you have. It takes time, but you don't have to have, tens of thousands of dollars and set up. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from basically anything and anywhere. And also, there was a little bit of the aspect of like, I want to bring something that I haven't really seen before, because I was getting, not that the people I watched were bad. I was just kind of getting bored. You know what I mean? It's like you watch a TV show and you're 7 seasons in, and there's 11 seasons altogether to watch, and you get 7 seasons in, you're like, what are they going to do in those next 4 seasons? It's going to be more of this. And to me, it was, I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see in the community, and I wanted to also promote other people. And you got to start somewhere. And obviously, I'm still a small channel by all means. I mean, but my intention is I start out this way and I continue to grow. And when I get to the point where I'm the voice that everybody sees, everybody knows, because like everybody knows who Easy is. everybody knows who Jay Wills is. Everybody knows these names, and my goal is to be the same way. And I think that that's kind of what you were saying. You were looking for advice and you found it, but you also wanted to bounce that off and return it.
Yeah, exactly. But even with advice, you have to take that with a grain of salt, and you can't get advice from t- too many sources at one time, because by the time you go to make a decision for yourself, you've got all those voices in your head and you're back at square one. So I just typically try to limit my go-tos to my circle is small anyway, in real life and in YouTube. So it's just very important that you trust people who don't try to impose their own ideals upon you. What may work for another channel and how another creator may want their channel to be may not be a part of your journey. It may have nothing to do with what you are supposed to do with your channel. So I just want to say, just be mindful of that. You can't take advice from any and everybody.
Yeah, it's about that. It's that trust, and
Exactly.
and I mean, I did a we I think that's something that a lot of us are saying. I know Easy always is talking about the truth. Jay Wills is always talking about you can trust me because I'm not paid by any particular company. Um, Tana, he's the same way. Gigi, she's getting started and doing her own videos and stuff, and all these people. It's the idea of you're doing it because it's something you enjoy and you're doing it to bring that to other people. You're not doing it strictly for the dollar in your pocket. And I think that says a lot. And that's one thing I appreciate about the community that I started in and am still in, is that it's not anybody who I feel like is like hopping off each other. So
Right.
nobody.
So Savage, hold on, I just want to say something to Savage Scientist. Yes, it is red cup time. This is grape soda, though. I just want to make sure it's not a red solo cup, so
Oh
let's not
yeah.
get it twisted. But there is grape soda in here. So. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all good. If he's a good one. If anybody didn't see last week Thursday when he was on with me, go watch it. That was fun. That was two and a
Oh,
half
Savage, yeah,
hours.
I missed it. I missed it. I have to go back and watch it because Savage Scientist, we go way back.
So
Well, for as long as I've ever live streamed, but we go back, and I miss everybody. I'm just glad. Tech loving mama, tech for your needs, battery powered. I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. Who else is here? Tana. I mean, hello everybody. Some more people in here that aren't chatting, but it's okay. I see you lurking.
and it's funny because there'll be people in here I didn't even know were here. They won't show up in the
That's right.
chat. They don't show up in that drop down. They're here. Eyes are always watching, and it's always great to see. And it's amazing to me that because there's people. Yep, there's one of them. I knew he was gonna pop up. El Jefe just popped up in the live chat. Thank you for
Hey,
coming on by, brother. I knew he was gonna be. I had a feeling when I saw the number go from 10 to 11. I just had this feeling that it had to be him. It either had to be him or Genosis. Like those are the two people that are everywhere. So
so I think you have a question, inspirations, or something of that nature, and I'm definitely gonna talk about hell get to that question because you know he's my brother from another mother, no doubt.
so there was this question, and it was thrown in there as more of like a originally it was kind of I put it as like what made you want to niche down, what made you focus that direction of all the technology, of all the things you could have picked, why audio?
So again, consumed gobs and gobs of content. I watched YouTube from sun up to sundown on the weekends. I it was just so much information, and resoundingly, all the experts said in the beginning, keep your niche small. So I was like, cool, let me do something that's easy, that comes easy to me, doesn't require a whole lot of, education and a whole lot of research. And I said, because Flossie Cotter, Travis McPee, El Jefe Reviews, Jim's Review Room, okay? I said, all right, I'm going to start here. And so that enabled me to feel comfortable on camera when I started doing my reviews because I know music, I know audio. I got a mixer over here. I used to podcast. I got a keyboard over here. Okay. So music, I headphones galore. It was just simple. Now, I'll tell you though, I want to expand and I don't know how. And I think being super niched has enabled the channel to see 4,200 subs today. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Now I want to expand. I don't want to do phones though. What do I want to do? I probably want to do camera stuff. But I don't know. That's something that I have to decide personally. And so how's a YouTube channel going to keep people coming back when we're on audio, and then this video on photography, and then the next video is on uh modifiers like this one here, so it's just got to be a strategic thing that I decided to do. But to sum up my answer, I chose audio because it was something simple for me to get started with.
That makes a lot of sense. It's kind of funny because to me, the direction where I started and then moved through and what I'm to now is kind of the opposite of my intention. Originally, it was I want to do these budget devices, but then it was, well, there's a lot of other people doing those. So then it was I want to do photography related stuff because that was my major and that was something I liked. But then I realized that something just clicked and it was, oh, you're a people person. So do live streams, do reviews, and then do your videos in there to do the freedoms, to do the editing, to bring something that that you enjoy doing, but continue to do the live streams. And my goal with this is to essentially do what YouTube kind of hates right now is live streams, and they tend to push them to the side. And my goal is to change that. And one thing I speculate and I've noticed is that there's been a lot of creators recently who have been doing their first live streams. Jenna Zarek, Justine's sister, did her first live stream yesterday, I think it was. And for somebody, that pretty decent sized channel to do that, I think is a good start. And I'm hoping that then those of us who have been doing that, those of us, even with the smaller channels who have been doing that, the I hate I hate it, and a lot of people hate talking about it, but the algorithm will start to see us too because it's like the popular kids are doing it, and we've been doing it all along. So hopefully that those eyes will see us, and it won't push us aside like it kind of has been. And that's my goal, is to become the channel that succeeds, whether it's videos or live. And I think that kind of brings us to one of the things you kind of touched on a little bit earlier, but um, was, which do you prefer, live streaming or pre-recorded, as far as like for you being in them or whatever, aspect of that?
So the people person in me certainly prefers a live stream. I like talking. I like people. I like the camera. But the creative in me loves the pre-recorded video that I have to upload into Premiere Pro, have to edit the audio and audition and put it all together and put in transitions. It's time consuming and backbreaking, but it scratches my creative itch. So I guess it depends on for what reason would I prefer each.
Okay.
Hey, y'all mighty quiet in the chat. I mean, don't y'all have something to talk about? I mean, just because I want to see you guys. What's a question that we can ask you guys to answer? I don't know. Name a creator who inspires you, other than you, and other than Michael and I. I want to see the chat move. Please let me know you're here and breathing.
That's true. You know, we do live for a reason. We're here live for a reason, and I interact with the chat for a reason. And some people do these live streams, and originally I started off doing these, and my thought was, well, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to interview the person, and the live will be on the sidelines. So if somebody's watching it back, they don't get confused with, like, who's this person talking to? Then I was like, that's
Yeah,
pointless. They can, plus, you can see the live comments later anyway, so you can watch and see who we're talking to. So if
yeah.
anybody is watching this later in replay and doesn't know that, there is a button down below that says live chat that you can click on, and you'll be able to see everything. So if you're referencing something, you'll be able to see that off in the chat, played back, which is really handy. Uh,
Savage
Along,
scientist. I'm sorry, Michael. May I address savage scientist?
oh yeah,
He said it took him a year and a half to hit 300 subs, and I just want to let you know that I respect your journey. And I had some help. I had the grace of God. I had some creators who were bigger than I am, um, to kind of take me under their wing and show me the ropes and expose me to other creators. So I just want to say to you, keep pushing, record, record, record. Don't burn out. And if you do burn out, unapologetically take a break, because you are more important than the community. You are more important than the algorithm. You've got to put yourself first. Um, but network, and that number will rise. I promise you. Well, you're probably not at 300 now, but I don't know where you are now. But that's what I just want to say to you. Just keep recording.
I can't agree more than that. And also, anybody who doesn't have somebody that they can feel like they can reach out to, of course, know that you can reach out to me. You can comment on one of my videos. Reach out via Twitter, Instagram. I have a Facebook page, whatever your source is, and just know that you have somebody who understands, who's growing their. I'm growing my channel and can be here for advice or just to talk or whatever, whatever you need. And I'm sure Joan's the same. You're the same way. I mean, you have people that reach out, and I reached out, and I've reached out to people, and um, there's no shame in that because we're not on this journey by ourselves. So
Kalunji, is that right? Kalunji
yes, it is.
Hodge asked what was one of my favorite tech reviews. Now, is that one that I've seen someone else do or one that I did? Just for clarification, and I'll answer.
That is a good question because um, that's kind of which direction he's looking
Okay.
for.
Okay.
Huh.
He just said, "Yep." All right. So which is it? Is it one that I did or one someone else did?
Okay, one that you did.
Okay. Okay. Cool. What was my favorite one? It's a tie. So the first one was the Dudios free minis. So Dudios, I've done like 3 or 4 for Studios, is a Japanese company, but they've been good to me and sent me a lot of stuff. And so I tried the free minis and I did that review out of the box. I do a review right out of the box. I always listen to the device beforehand, right? And I get my pad and I write down all of the logistics. But this time I mean I really just cut the Amazon box open on camera, okay? And so when I put them in, the sound was so big and the earbuds were so tiny. I just couldn't believe it and I was just taken aback. And you can see it in the review. Okay, and I'm just totally just blown away. So there's that one. And then definitely the Soundcore Liberty Pro 2 Pros. That review, I felt like, and thanks to El Jefe Reviews as well for putting me on to those and helping me get them during the Christmas rush. And so that was the first I felt legit device that I had ever reviewed. You know, because I've been buying out of pocket. So I don't have $200 or $300 to drop every time a flagship set of earbuds drops. Okay. So I've been dealing with budget devices. So I feel like that was my first legit one. And it did pretty well. And I stand by those. In fact, they're not paying me. Don't they haven't well, they did send me another. They sent me a pair. But anyway, get those. If you if you need some earbuds, they are like the bomb. Okay. So that's my that question.
So I think along the lines of your question that you kind of threw out in there of, you know, creators and things like that. Um, so what are some of your favorite channels to watch as far as, and it doesn't even have to be tech related, it can be anything.
Okay. And I want to flag it as another question in the chat that I would love to answer when I get a chance. Um okay, the channel that started it all for me, Peter McKinnon, all day, every day. I was depressed when I ran out of his videos to watch. Okay. Um Parker Walbeck. He doesn't actually record a whole lot anymore that I know of, but that was a good channel. I already named Flossie Carter. I couldn't believe that he's like a hip hop reviewer. It was just crazy. He needs to be on Sirius XM. Um, when I would watch Travis's channel, I had got accustomed to every time the bass would drop for him, he'd make this sound, this woo. It was just really weird, but I liked it, you know. And LFA, you know, it- the way the grasp that he has on the information and the technicality, or whatever the specs are on, he just has it just here and it just flows out and he's consistent. And so like I said, when I was in the market for headphones, those were the three channels that I would look to kind of figure out what do I want to buy. And last but not least, Jim's Review Room. And and you might say it doesn't have to be technical, but that's what I do. That's who I am. I was watching tech channels anyway. But his reviews are the transitions and the lighting and all of it is just superior to me. And that's kind of what I want to be one day. That's how I want my videos to look one day. So there it is.
So my guess, as far as the question that you were kind of referring to in the chat, would be this one.
Yes, I want to talk about that if I may. Now the
Oh,
question was, do you
yeah, of
like?
course. Go for it.
I like to tell the truth. Okay, I have and I recently reviewed the Raycon E55s, and I didn't anticipate. I didn't trash them, but I couldn't endorse them. I just couldn't. And I had to have a little talk with myself before I hit the record button. I said, you know what? Whatever happens, make sure you're honest above all else. They're not paying you, you're not paying them. Nothing is lost. Don't be disrespectful, but tell the truth. And I did, and it was liberating. And I just said, "Hey, you know what? It is what it is." And that video, without any kind of promotion, without any kind of any help, is the best performing video in my on my channel. And biggest comments that I have gotten from it is, "We appreciate your honesty. Thank you for your transparency. Oh, I almost bought these and I didn't." And to each his own. But I didn't get that kind of joy from my other. It was just joy. So I can't say that I like negative, but I'm not I'll do negative if negative is warranted. I'll say that. If it sucks, and I'm gonna tell the people that it sucks.
That's what I see, and I don't see it as positive and negative reviews as much as just you get a product, you sit down, you use it, it's either good or it's bad, and that's what you're going to go from. And people have to look and see, oh, she says it's bad, and we know that she says these are good. So she's being honest with us. She doesn't just tell us everything's good, because that's the other thing. Sometimes, if you noticed, like, you watch and every review is positive, does it ever make you wonder sometimes, like, are they ever going to get to a bad one?
Yeah, somebody said I was a paid shield for somebody. I can't remember what I reviewed, and they were like, these YouTubers are all the same. They're all paid, and just like miss me with all that. It's not that serious. And I think some people who sit at home and watch us need to find something else to do from time to time. Because I don't have time to be shilling for anybody.
It's funny because one of the channels you referred to, um, it was kind of funny to. I finally, I think it was 2 weeks ago, watched a Flossie Carter video where he didn't give it 4 major goes, and I was shocked. It was only like two. It was a major
Uh,
go instead of a major, and I was like,
right,
"Huh, that threw me
right,
off."
right,
So
right. Yeah, he keeps it real, and you gotta respect that. And El Jefe, he told me once he doesn't do negative reviews. He'd rather spend his time, and he said it again here in the chat. And I think maybe because Raycons are so popular, and I had my own suspicions about all those ads on social media. And you got the people, the artists and singers, they're listening to them, and they're like, they cannot sound like that. I don't believe it. So when I borrowed a pair, I actually borrowed those from someone at work, and I got a chance to hear them for myself. I just had to set the record straight.
one of the other things I think about with that too for is if it's not a good product, right? And you come out and you say these are just not good, like don't buy these, then for people that don't realize it, a lot of reviewers, we have affiliate links and things like that. Well, you're not going to get affiliate link um I guess kickbacks or commission if somebody isn't buying something. So if you do a review on a product and say something's bad and people shouldn't buy it, then you're not promoting something that you're potentially going to get people to buy and maybe get a 5 or 10% or whatever it might be. Not that that's what you're always looking for, but it's much, and it's harder because you can talk, what do you say once it's bad, like it's it's harder to go through the bullet points and be definitive, I think, once you, because you don't want to, if they're awful and you don't want to use them, like you get these pair of headphones and they're just awful, there's nothing left for you to say other than like 30 seconds, they're horrible, don't buy them,
No, no,
this
no,
was my
sir,
good
no.
review, goodbye.
No, no. This is what you do. And this is what I did. I remind people that everyone has a liking to a certain sound signature, okay? And I'm transparent with my viewers about what kind of sound signature I like. and I give them options. If you like heavy, deep rumbling bass, these are not for you. If you like mid-level bass, these may be for you. If you don't want crisp highs, if you want, so I let them know. I don't ever say they're garbage, don't buy them. I never say that. And that to me is irresponsible. You are trolling the manufacturer. You're trolling the brand. Um, but I also reserve my right to state my opinion in what my preferences are in audio. And for me, a set of earbuds that has too much middle bass, that's that upper bass. It's the zone between the low end and the mids. Too much of that, I'm gonna say I don't want them. And I'm gonna tell people I don't. This isn't for me. But if you like it, get it. You know. So you still have to be tactful.
That's true. Well, because if it's, I
Yeah.
guess, thinking back to, and I just had something kick into mind, that I think it was El Jefe said, um, and it was along the lines of if he gets a product that's that bad, he won't put the video up. He will like go back to the company and say, "Hey, you want to send me another pair?" And if they send a second one and they're bad, he just will say to them, "You know what? I'm sorry, it's not for me," or, something like that, and then you just don't see it. Um, so
I'm gonna give everybody a clue for me. You can tell whether or not I really like it in my review. If I'm excited and I bring a lot of passion, if you can see my facial expressions and I truly love it, like I treat technology like little girls treat Barbie dolls and doll babies. If I love it, you're gonna be able to tell. If I don't love it, you'll be able to tell that as well. Because my review will be more sterile. It'll be more. I'll be flatter. Like I can't even bring the energy if I'm not excited about it. And that brings me to another point I wanted to make. Going back to how did I to go? And I said to you, I wanted to expand because sometimes I do get bored doing all audio. Sometimes, and that's another factor about my little vacation, sometimes I do want to do other things. And I made some videos, I made some vlogs. I mean, I took the drone out. I was all in Orlando, Florida, droning over the palm trees and, you know, videos fell flat, like just nothing. So anybody who says, I don't care about views and I don't care about subscribers, good for you. But when I put my work and my time into creating something on that level and it falls flat, it's a backbreaker. So again, I just got to strategically decide, what's the next step, or how do I incorporate other content into Sharp Tech? And the name itself is open. Sharp Tech can be anything. Okay. Um, but YouTube, we talk about the algorithm. The algorithm has told me time and time again, no, don't do that. You do audio. Don't do deity. Don't do microphones. You do headphones and earbuds, and that's it. Otherwise, we're not going to promote your videos. So
I think
that's
what
what.
you would have to do, which I've seen a few other people do, is you would have to just decide which, I guess, tangent direction you're going to go, and then just do the whole where you got to do like 10 videos that are in that same direction. So then the algorithm kicks back in and says, okay, that's the direction you're switching to, and it comes right back. And obviously, the difficulty of that is it depends on how many videos you do a week. If you do one video a week, that's 2.5 months. But some people do like 3 or 4 videos a week. It's 2 weeks later they have that direction established again, and
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
some people do that many videos in a day. That's funny to me. I've seen somebody drop like 8 videos in the same day, and what confused me is it was case reviews, and how do I know which one to click on then? Like, how do I know which one you like the best? Do I just go to the last one or the first one or which one? Like, I feel like that is gonna kill the views more than like you release one today and one tomorrow and one the next. If you just drop
Yeah,
them all, can
I definitely think posting too often is an issue. I post consistently, but man, shouts out to people who post every day. God bless you. Um, whoever's posting multiple times a day, God bless you too. But I know that that's an unrealistic goal for me to set for myself, so I don't need to think about it. Savage scientist, drone footage will bring my channel to the next level, but I don't know where drone footage fits in with reviewing headphones. Now again, when I did my vlog, I took the drone out and I thought it was great. And I think all of those videos are struggling to get above 400 views since last spring and summer. So I think it I think drone footage goes with type of content, So and enough people don't know me yet to go full all out vlog because people vlogs if they know you or feel like they do or they care about you, and I don't think people care about you yet, care about me yet. Not enough.
I mean, I could see some cool things like you walking down the road, like you have it like you're walking down the sidewalk and you lean down and you pick up this package and it has earbuds in it and like the drone, is coming from behind you, it follows you and then you see it like come down close and you open them up and you're like, "What's this?" and you put them in your ears and you like start rocking out and then you just kind of run a little bit down the road. Like cool, like you could implement combined together and be able to go off and continue to do what you're doing, but kind of stem off in another direction. And
Yeah. And one more thing to Savage Scientist. Savage Scientist, I've got Tube Buddy and Video IQ, vidIQ. This is the deal. You can't have a hodgepodge of content. If you're gonna be audio, you need to be audio. If you're gonna be photography, you need to be photography until you amass enough followers and subscribers, so that you can get that core group of people who don't care what you post, they're gonna watch. And I think when I get bigger and when I grow more, I can branch out. But all the tagging and all the TubeBuddy and vidIQ in the world wasn't enough for me to get those videos to pump. And I think it's because of you know I've started out niche down, and that's I've got to come up out of that gradually. I just cannot just bust out there with a cooking. I had someone at Thanksgiving telling me because I said I like to make potato salad, you need to do a cooking show on your channel. No, I don't. I'm not doing that. So that's just my philosophy.
then people get confused, and especially then somebody that's come to your channel for the first time and they're like, "You said she's the queen of audio and earbuds. Why is she making potato salad?" Like that would be
Right,
right.
right, right.
Um, hmm. So we're gonna go a little specific now. We're gonna go, I guess, because we went kind of general. We learned why you went in the direction that you did. We answered some of those questions about your style, your mindset behind kind of what you're thinking when you do reviews, and the the um the sound stage that's in your head. You kind of explained what you like, and you talked about like bass heavy and things like that. So now the direction that we're gonna go is um what well, I'll just put it up here. What are your go-to pair of headphones and then earbuds? Because not obviously some people are headphones people, some people are earbuds people, some people don't care, but um so what would be your go-to if somebody's just said, you know, what's the best suggestion for either of those?
Okay. Hands down, the earbuds are the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros. I just there and yes, there is white noise. I don't want to call it a hiss because a hiss sounds heinous, but there is white noise when the music playing. But okay, the music when the music is playing, they are oh my god. Okay? So you can hear everything is separate. The sound stage is just spread out. It's an amazing experience. Okay. Headphones, believe it or not, my number one pair that I still own are the Bose QC35 first generations. Okay. And the reason why I like them is because the sound is good. It's a completely balanced sound. All right. It makes bass sound good. Everything sounds great. Okay. Nothing is overhyped with those headphones. And the other thing I like about them is the call quality is superior. Okay, I can put them on and I'm walking around and the people sound clear to me, I sound clear to them, and they're great. But when I want to get my bass fix, it's the Sony. Um, what are they? The BT. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. The I can't think of it. I should have previewed this question, Michael. I'm sorry. The NB, no, the Bluetooth. Anyway, they've got extra bass and they got a bass button on the bottom. And they've updated the software that makes it sound much clearer so the bass isn't muddy at all. And you can feel them rumbling, when the bass comes through and the highs are crisp. So that's the Bose QC35. The Sony. Anybody know what Sony's I'm talking about?
I'm trying to
Comment if
see
you
if
know them.
I'm trying to see if I can find which ones you're talking about, but I can't remember there's so many of them, so many
Oh,
Sony ones
hold up.
that out there, it's crazy. El Jefe wondered if you were talking about the XB950s. I think. Yep, he was right.
This is yes, that is it. And I'm gonna tell you.
Like
Oh man, it sounds like you're in the back seat of somebody's souped up car with hydraulics, and it's just the bass is just. Whoa, I love it. These were often compared to the uh the skull candies, the crushers. So I opted to get those instead, and I'm pleased with that purchase. Very pleased. No new gear.
so along those lines of things, um the question that, of course, now that basically there's only one company that's really kept this going, at least with like their upper tiered flagship devices. Um, do you wish that the headphone jack would come back?
I really don't care. Okay, I have adapted to life, and I know one creator, my home girl, one such that wants the headphone jack back. But the reason why I don't care that there's no headphone jack on my phone because my phone is not strong enough to play the music through it the way I want to hear it. Okay, the preamps inside of it is not built to push some of the headphones that we've got that require more power anyway. And I don't want to walk around with headphones attached to my phone so I can be walking with my phone and drop it. And then boom, out comes the headphone jack. I'm done with that life. And I'm over it. Cell phones now are tailored to Bluetooth audio technology. So no, if I want to hear music and I want to listen to headphones, I'm plugging it into something strong, like a dedicated audio player, like an audio interface, an amp or a DAC or whatever. So no, I don't care. Good riddance.
It's funny because this is one of the things that I've been thinking on, of like along the lines of the same thing. And then I was thinking, well, what about if you want to plug a microphone or something in? Well, the best way for me is I plug a USB adapter in from my interface right into the USB-C port and get
This is
full on,
what's
or
so
a
hard
dongle,
about it. Yes,
dongle.
what is so difficult for people about one of these? Well, I don't know why they've taken the headphone jack out. This didn't cost me a lot of money. Okay. If I want to hear headphones that bad, okay, I can use this. I mean with cord. I can use this. But it's a simple fix to the problem. I don't know why they took it out of the phone, but I'm not gonna cry because number one, you know and I know they are not putting it back. Ever. Never. So I just say take this and use it to build a bridge and get over it. Because it works great. And in some cases it boosts the audio even more. So that was my first thought when everybody was lamenting over the absence of the headphone jack, and I was like, "What is the big deal?" Because everything that I own almost is Bluetooth anyway, and then my corded headphones, like these Licks Pro. Sorry, like these are my monitoring headphones. My phone can't push these. It's not powerful enough. The sound is low. So, come on, everybody, let's just move on.
Use the tools that are appropriate. It's like, well, the other thing too, like you're showing with that dongle, is a lot of times the USB-C port can power back something stronger than you're going to get out of the built-in headphone jack. It's like the fact that I can power my whole setup here, literally my microphone. I powered my microphone, a keyboard, a mouse, and had it going to my TV and did a stream the other day to see if my phone could handle it in DeX, and it worked. And the fact that your phone, because of it has the Thunderbolt 3 support. Most any new phones are powerful enough to support the 48-volt interface that I have here and other things. If you really need more power, either plug it in that way because you're using your phone, or plug it into your appropriate DAC into your computer. Like El Jefe, um, I know he's talked about DACs, and I was actually looking at a tube amp today, believe it or not. So that
Oh
might
yeah,
be my
oh
next
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. And I could plug those Licks Pros out in my Sony receiver out front, and oh god, they really rock. But when I plug them into a source that has less power, not enough power to drive them, then that's where the disappointment comes in. So, like you said, you got to know what you're working with and what your device can do. And so, to sum that up, no, I do not hope the headphone jack comes back. If it comes back, welcome back. But that's not something that I'm thinking about on a daily basis.
Oh, come on.
That is true, tech for your needs. But if you're on the go, you can't charge if you're using the dongle. But if you have wireless charging, like a charging pad or what have you, let's say you're in your bed or whatever, or in your office, and you put that phone down on the pad, you can charge it that way. Um,
Or
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with
or like the adapter I have, it's a USB-C to HDMI, full USB, and USB-C. So that I can plug a charger into the USB-C, a monitor, projector, TV, whatever into the HDMI, and also plug my audio interface into the USB, and then it's powered, wired, and you don't have to worry about you're drawing more power than you're giving back to it. And they're cheap. Like I saw one today that's super high end, comes with an Ethernet port, 4 USB ports, an HDMI port, a VGA port, and like 2 USB-C ports for $42. Like that's way more than anybody needs. Or you could spend like $10 and get one that's like the one I have, that's going to do what you need for that, and um, I think it's more popular now than when we started. So those things are getting a lot cheaper too.
Okay.
So on the note of what you kind of suggested to earlier, and um, talking about going a different direction. I know you've mentioned this before, but what's your phone that you carry? What's your daily carry smartphone?
Yeah, I've been disciplined. All right. And it's been difficult. I have the iPhone 8 Plus. But don't worry, I'm going to treat myself to the 12. I really. Is that on my end?
That
I
is.
was getting some feedback. It is? Okay. I was going to say anyway, I have the 8 Plus. It has been good to me. There's nothing wrong with the phone. So I'm trying to be more fiscally responsible. I wanted the 10. I'm sorry, the X. I wanted the XR. I wanted all of those X's. All right. And then I wanted the 11 Pro Max. And I just talked myself into it and out of it all in the same conversation. And I did that over and over and over again. And I said, you know what? When 12 comes out, they're going to have a new body style. They're going to have some features that really make me feel like I've upgraded. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But right now it's the 8 Plus. I love it. I like the home button at least. The camera is subpar compared to the newer phones, but I'm in the ecosystem. I'm in the trap. I'm in the Apple trap. I used to be team Android, Samsung Galaxy Note all the way. But what I found was it was just too much phone for me. There was too many features that I wasn't using. And to me, the difference between Android and Apple is simple. Apple is geared for is manufactured for efficiency. Get it done. The things that I need to do those things well. Android is for customization. And I found that by the time I customized my phone so much, I couldn't get it back to the original settings without doing a hard reset. So it was just too much. It was just too much. Too many distractions.
I agree. Now, what are you going to do if they drop they since they dropped that new phone, the new SE? What would you do if they dropped like a plus version? Are you still going to go with the 12 then?
No, I gotta go with the flagship. Because if I feel like if I get the SE, I'm going to wish I had all the features. And my phone really, I'm known around these parts as someone who doesn't part with their phone. My phone is my office. It's my television a lot of times. It's my library. Um it's my day to day. It's my everything. And I know that sounds kind of like idol worship. And it's not, but it's the truth. And I don't want to get something to get the SE and really want the 12. So I'm gonna get what I want.
I can respect that. I mean, that's why I have that, that's why I ended up getting the big boy, the most decked out, most expensive one you could get. And then also then I went with the cheapest flagship you could get from Samsung this year. So
Oh, so you have two phones. Yeah, I don't
the
know about
20
that.
the S20, yeah. I traded in. I had the Note 10 Plus, and since that was on AT&T and we no longer have AT&T and everything with them, it's locked to them, and so it was basically useless. So I'm getting my $700 out of it and paying my $350 to Samsung to have a phone that's useful, and it's something that's smaller too.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Carrying big phone in my pocket is crazy.
I like something about this size. I mean, I'm losing my. I'm not going blind like seriously, but I'm aging. I had a birthday Saturday. By the way, in case you guys didn't know, I turned a year older just this past weekend. Anyway, I can't see anymore. The elasticity in my eyeballs apparently is leaving me. So I feel like I need a phone with a bigger surface. So I'm gonna be getting the Pro Max. Just might have to sell a few dozen pairs of headphones.
Be interesting to see what they do with that. I think we're going to be surprised, pleasantly surprised, as we've kind of been so far this year, as far as like them dropping this phone today and or yesterday, and um, keeping iPad prices down, and um, maintaining price. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. So I think, and you'll love it. For being a content creator in particular, the fact that you can shoot B-roll from that thing. I mean, I shoot almost every single one of my videos is my iPhone, and you won't have to worry about running out of storage. You won't have to worry about export speeds, processing speeds, things of that nature. You can use iMovie or LumaFusion on the device. You know, uh, shoot it over to your computer through AirDrop or whatever and edit on there. I think that's a huge benefit that sometimes outweighs the customization. I find myself and a lot of people, unless you get a phone like every other month, you set up the phone, you get it to how you like it, and you leave it alone. So then how much customization is there after you've done that? Like, or
Well,
you get a new phone.
not me, because I'll go on Drippler. Is it Drippler? I'll find 10 iPhone secrets that you never knew. And I'm always exploring, because if I buy a phone of that caliber, I know that there's more to it than just setting it up. So when I get bored, I'll go and try to explore what else there is to the device. And on another note, I don't know that I will ever be one of those creators who records with my phone. I am I'm traditional. So I record all my YouTube videos with my Canon cameras.
That's
Um,
true.
I listen to my music. I prefer to listen to my music on another device other than my phone. It's like phones are for phones. They're for talking and they're for browsing and all that kind of stuff. They just happen to have the ability to play music, and take pictures and record video. But I would much rather, when I'm ready to really do something serious, that's what this is for. And everybody doesn't have this. I get it. I get it. I shouldn't have it, but I do. Um, but I don't think that I would feel that I would be doing myself a service. I don't think I would feel creative just using my phone. I shouldn't say just using my phone, but by using my phone, I just, family videos would be on point, birthday and things of that nature. But
Yeah, yeah.
for my business, and YouTube is a part of my business. YouTube has brought me some business in the photography and video realm, and so that professional polished look is just what I want for people to come to my channel and see, and so they can say, hey, we want to film a commercial, or we want to film this or that, and then YouTube is my resume. My YouTube channel is my resume, my portfolio.
That's
I'm not there yet. I still have a ways to go, but it's in the beginnings of I think, a great portfolio. That camera tech for your needs is the Canon 6D Mark II. I bought it primarily for photography, but it was the first full frame Canon that had the flip screen. So I said, if I should decide to do video, then this camera will be able to do both well. So I lucked out.
yeah. I think if I was someone who was using like what you're doing, where you have photography business as well as, so you're getting the benefit out of it in both directions, then I can completely agree.
Yeah.
And it depends on what you're doing. If you're just doing 720p, 1080p videos, and you have the right lighting and you have all the stuff, and you're mainly in a studio or whatever, you're not going outside and you're not doing anything where you need to deal with the situations where you need to be able to open up your lens wider or do some of those things, um, then your smartphone, and it's a good start. And it's
Oh,
easier
absolutely.
for a lot of people because then the other thing for me has been huge is I can do it because I have the training to do it, but going in and changing all the settings. And then if something changes, you got to know, okay, I need to open up to let in more light, or I want a shallower depth of field, what I need to do. And you go on your phone and you just hit portrait mode, or you click on it and it focuses, and it's the ease of use thing. So for people starting, I completely
Well, see, the other thing,
see the direction.
let's say you want to review audio. Well, your phone is your audio as well. So
Yep,
what do? So you're limited there. And I'll
that's
tell
true.
you, this is the very first camera that I bought. This is the SL2. And I know a couple of other creators who have this. And it's the basic Rebel, but it's the newest one. And it it's only a couple, it's more than a couple of $100, but it's not, crazy expensive. Some people might elect to go with an older Canon model like a T5 or T4 3, and that's fine too. You know, um, so even if you want to, and then there's a whole mirrorless DSLR war. Okay, you know, do
Yeah,
what
that
you
thing.
like. Yeah,
You
do
know,
what you like. But there are inexpensive options if you wanted to break away or break into recording with a camera versus your phone. um, just to free you up in case you need your phone in your recording. If you're reviewing phones, you want to review your phone. Well, I can't review it because I'm recording with it.
I think the last it's funny because the last Canon camera I used was when I was taking my photography classes, and somebody had a Canon, uh, was it the T3 or the T3i or whatever, um, and it was funny because I was a Nikon person, so the difference in interface threw me off. I was like, "Where's the setting for that?"
Right.
It was funny,
Hey,
and
look,
somebody,
hold on, Michael. Hold on, Michael. Hold on, Michael. Hold on. I need to know this too. Tech Eleven Mom said, "Is my internet connection better these days?" So, am I pixelated? Everybody, Michael, am I pixelated?
let me check the actual. Like I said, I'll check the actual. I had the actual stream pulled up here. It didn't look like it to me, but
You guys in the chat. I mean, am I moving like a robot or am I moving in real time? Because if I'm moving like a robot, tech loving mama, the answer is still crap. And there's nothing that I can do about it unless I pick up and move. And my landlords are very good to me. So I don't know. But somebody tell me, am I? Because I'm looking at it on my screen and I look pixelated. So all those yeses, I look pixelated somewhat. Okay, well, there's your answer, tech loving mama. It's crap. And there's nothing I can do. I'll move one day. Thank you. My audio is fire. Appreciate it.
I think
100 DPI. Oh God.
so. My last few questions, and then I'll let you go because I know I told you I'd try to keep it to an hour, and we're over that. So we'll go through these real quick. Um, what tech are you looking forward to this year?
iPhone 12 Plus Max Extreme.
The iPhone 12 Ultra Plus Max Pro Gold Edition extra
Diamond plate, diamond
extreme,
encrusted.
whatever it
Yeah.
is. Then we'll get down to this is my favorite question, or one of my favorite questions actually to ask. Um, because I'm always curious, I ask people to be on here and I always wonder. And so the good old, why did you agree to come on with me? Because, obviously other people, I'm sure there's other people that ask. I'm sure there's other people that could have, reached out, but why me? I'm just curious.
Michael, here's some. Okay, first of all, we go back. You and I, we're cool. We're good people. We have talked. We have tweeted, DM'd. So we have established a relationship of mutual creator respect. Okay. That's why I agreed to come on. And please do not think that I have people chomping at the bit to have me on their streams. You are the only creator, the only streamer who has asked me to be on their feed. Not only this year, I think ever. I think. So don't sell yourself short at all. And I'm honored to be here. Please don't take for granted that I'm not. Because I am, and I thank you. Um, so there it is.
I appreciate that. I'm always just curious because that's one of I have, there's probably 4 or 5 questions in there that I've come to now be kind of these are questions that I'm going to ask everybody because they work. That whole consistency thing. And so that was one. And I'm always just curious, like, what motivates somebody to say yes or whatever, because obviously you don't have to. There's no, and so it's my curiosity.
Well, the other thing too, Michael, is I was hoping that this live stream tonight would really just thrust me back into, excuse me, back into recording on my own, and maybe even live streaming. Tech Loving Mama, I think I'm gonna need her and Tech for Your Needs to come to Hosky, North Carolina, and actually service my internet for me because I just can't get it right. But if I had reliable high speed internet, I'd be streaming every night of the week. I'm just joking. But I would be streaming and I would feel a lot better about my workflow. And workflow is important, especially for someone like me. I've got to have everything. I got to know what it's going to be before I do it. And but I thank you because I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable with my audio. Thank you guys for the audio compliments. So I'm ready to go. And I thank you for getting me jump started again.
That's funny. Apparently your picture just improved. Of course, that's what's going to happen. It's always funny. Like, that always seems to be it, and I want that you'll have an issue, and then it'll be like, well, I'm almost done, and then it fixes itself.
I
I've had that
see.
happen to me.
I just turned to look at my phone and I'm clear.
Yeah,
That's
that's weird, isn't
bull.
it?
That's some straight bull. Y'all thought I was gonna say the whole word, didn't you? But
No.
anyway, that's some straight bull.
And the question that I guess I should have asked earlier, but it works out well to place it in here anyways, is suggestions for someone who's looking to get into audio product reviews. And I can be more specific with that as far as like just because obviously you buy a lot of your stuff. I mean, I don't know. You probably,
Yeah.
so what, how does somebody go about doing that? Because obviously it can get expensive really quick.
Well, obviously, unless you have it like that, you need to target the budget market because you don't want to take money out of your pocket, out of your household, to you don't want to go lacking in other areas because you're buying up gear, buying up headphones and earbuds. Okay, hold on one second. Two things. I'm alive. I'm sorry. What was I saying? Okay, so budget. Stick to a budget, and then you have to let your audience know I'm reviewing budget audio. These are the best budget earbuds of 2020. Um, best budget earbuds with the most bass. Make sure that you don't give away the fact that you're having to buy everything. And once you put up a few videos, you will eventually get emails from brands. They will start to contact you, and it's usually going to be smaller brands at first. But be encouraged and keep. Um, I still say I'm trapped in my niche, but still in the beginning, just keep your niche small. Don't try to do more than you can do. Okay. Don't start out getting into audio reviews and doing all this crazy B-roll if you don't feel comfortable doing B-roll. Sometimes B-roll is a great thing, and sometimes it screams that you're doing the most. So just keep everything in perspective and take your time and let the process develop itself. Don't you rush the process. Don't you do it. Let the process happen. And that's my advice.
Awesome.
Who doesn't curse?
Well,
I don't curse. I don't curse. Go ahead, Michael. Not much.
well, that is all I had planned question wise, which worked out really good. Like I said, we're at hour and 21 minutes, and I like to keep it hour and a half. So I guess my last thing would be, is there anything you would like to throw in there?
No, actually, I'm good. I think I've talked quite a bit. Your questions were awesome, and engaging, and the chat group has been great, and you've been great. So I say we call it a night and end on a great note.
Well, thank you. And on that note, thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks everybody who swings on by and watches this in replay. Anybody has any questions, anybody needs to know where they can find Joan, her links are in the description. And I think, like you said, let's call it a wrap. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for showing up to season 2, episode 1 of Creator Reviews. And God bless.
All right. Hey, listen, I want to say goodbye to battery powered. Don't forget, I want to get to know you. You have commented consistently. Tanner came back. What's good with you? But battery powered, I want to see you on my channel when I drop another video, and please subscribe. Okay? That's it.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.